Hello, and welcome back to our course. In today's lesson, we're going to create elevation drawings of a previously created project. This is assignment 9, where we created a floor plan of a hotel layout here. Quickly, I'm just going to turn off the grid in the background here. Use this little button here and turn off the grid. And we're going to produce an elevation using the floor plan as a guide. Now to do that, you simply, and I'll do it here at the top, I will draw a line that represents the floor in elevation here. And I will offset that line or copy it. In this case, I use copy, CO, copy it straight up into the air, 8 feet. And I will draw guidelines showing me where certain important information is located. For example, where is the location of this wall here? I'll click that line and go straight up, and I'll click this line here and go straight up. That's basically the size of the room. We're elevating this entire rear wall here from edge of wall to edge of wall. So if I do a fillet or F, I can trim out these edges here and have the room floor, ceiling, left wall, right wall on the screen currently. Now I can also determine where these doors are located. So I'm going to do a line here, and I'll draw a line straight up perpendicular to here. And it looks like my snap is, my midpoint snap is interfering with my perpendicular snap. I can either turn off the midpoint snap or force AutoCAD to only search for a perpendicular snap. So either I can come here and turn off midpoint snap temporarily, or escape, I can draw a line from here and simply ask AutoCAD to enforce a perpendicular snap. I do that by typing in the middle of the command, P-E-R, enter, and AutoCAD will only search for perpendicular snap. For example, here, that's a perpendicular snap there. I'll draw another line from this point here up to perpendicular to that wall there. There's a few more I need to capture, so I'll do that perpendicular there. I will do, this is the panel, so we don't really need that yet. So if I type trim, TR for trim, and then simply erase these lines here, this line here, this line here, this line here, that will basically allow me to determine where the edge of that wall is located. I'm going to erase, or E for erase, this line here. Ultimately, I will wind up erasing the floor plan in its entirety. But just for sake of this exercise, we will leave the copies here alone. There's a copy of the lines located at these locations. So here we are. So next we're going to locate furniture, and ideally furniture should be located from the midpoint of the furniture. So in this case, I will locate I'll draw a line, a guideline from the midpoint of this furniture straight up to this line here. I will locate the center of that chair up to here. I'll even locate this panel up to the bottom of the floor there. And then I'll assume that the doors go in between these two lines here, those doors there in elevation. So we have a file called the bedroom elevation file that's been provided, and we're going to use blocks inside of that file in our current project. And we do that using Design Center. So let me change this to 0 layer, and let's use Design Center to find blocks in another file and then bring them into this current file. So I can very quickly type Design Center. You're welcome to use the icon in the interface here. And I will simply seek out the file called Bedroom Elevations. So here I'll go into my week 11 folder. There's Hotel Suite Blocks, Bedroom Elevations. I'll open up blocks, and I can see all the different blocks that are used in this project. So right away, I can see that I need an access panel. So I'll click on that and drag it over to here and drop it off. I need a desk and chair, drop it off. I need a flat screen TV. Sure, I'll take that. Louver doors, sure, I'll use that as well. A thermostat, fine. That goes above the panel here. And I don't believe we have a dresser as of yet. So let's hold here for a second. Oh, in fact, I believe the dresser is this product here. So I'll go back and hit enter, which will repeat the last command, which was Design Center. I will grab that dresser for the time being. I'm assuming the TV goes on top of the dresser. So let's close this and begin the process of laying out this furniture. So if I determine the insertion point of the furniture, I can figure out how to insert it into the elevation file. So if I click on this furniture here, for example, it's using a reference of that corner of that desk there, which is not very useful. I need to locate it based on its center point here. Here's the center of that chair. So ideally, I need to find the center of this object. So temporarily, I'll draw a line from this corner to this corner. And then later, when I use the move command, or M, I will grab that object from its midpoint here of that temporary line I drew and send it to the insertion or the endpoint of this location here. So it places it exactly where I want it to be placed. Same is true with this dresser. I can use the move command, grab this dresser, use the top temporarily because I can grab the midpoint of the top and send it here to the endpoint of the line. And then it's simply a matter of using the move command again, grabbing the object, enter, grabbing the bottom, and making it perpendicular to the floor. I don't need these any longer, so I'm going to delete these lines here. Next here comes the panel doors here. So let's move those. In this case, I do want to grab their endpoint there and move them to this location here. Now that I've located that screen door, I don't need these guidelines here because I know where the door gets placed. It's an opening in the wall. This is the wall here. This is where the wall goes back here to the rear wall. And so there are the panel doors in the wall. Here, the instructions ask us to locate this service panel and that thermostat a certain distance from the floor. In this case, they'd like us to be 5 inches above the floor. So I'm going to offset 5 inches and select this floor and go straight up. So this guideline needs to be here, for example. And that's going to be the center of this panel. I'm going to move them both at the same time. From the midpoint of the panel to the end point of that line. And then here, I will move this thermostat from the middle of the thermostat to the middle of the panel, and then go back and move it up, straight up, now that I know the number. In this case, 2 inches, 2 inches, enter. Or simply just type 2, enter. And there the panel is located. I'm going to erase this, and I'm going to erase this. And here we have the panel, the thermostat, the doors to the closet, a chair, and a dresser. I believe the TV goes on top of this dresser. So I'm going to go move, M, grab this object, enter, grab the midpoint, and then move it to the midpoint. Make sure the midpoint snap is available. Click, and there it's located. I'm going to erase this line here. And so in a very few steps, we've got an elevation drawing of the wall here using the floor plan as a guide. And so we'll save this file and complete this lesson here. So let's save this as file, save as assignment 11 in the week 11 folder. I'll hit save. And we are done with this exercise, and we'll continue along with the rest of the chapter.